Have you ever asked yourself, why do I keep attracting people who ghost me or give me breadcrumbs of communication? If everyone is a reflection of our inner world, ourselves pushed out, what does this pattern say about our self concept? And most importantly, how can you break free from it? In this episode of Ask Cindy, I'm going to help you uncover the deeper reasons behind this cycle and give you actionable steps to shift it for good. Let's dive in, shall we? The reflection and what it means. If everyone is a reflection of your inner state, patterns such as poor communication and ghosting often point to deeper beliefs you hold about yourself and relationships. This doesn't mean you're doing something wrong, but it is an opportunity to reflect. As a love expert, I always say that love is a mirror. And it's very important not that we avoid these situations, but that we look and take a moment to reflect and see how we can change this. So, what this says, poor communication may reflect subconscious doubts about your worthiness of consistent love and attention. Part of you feels like love has to be earned, or you're afraid of being too much. You might attract people who reinforce those beliefs. Secondly, self awareness. Self awareness is key because oftentimes our subconscious is running on autopilot. And until we become aware and take conscious control, these patterns just keep on coming. So, if emotional distance feels familiar, perhaps from childhood, uh, past experiences, past relationships, you may be unconsciously recreating the dynamic with others. Your mind seeks what it knows, even when it doesn't serve you. Lastly, energetic boundaries. I'm not sure if you're familiar with the book Lady Balls by Mina Arfan, but she spelled out something that I'd never noticed before, and that's because I have clear boundaries. But she said those people that lack boundaries may as well wear a sign on their back that says, "Please take advantage of me." Predators seem to have an instinctual knowledge to know who to prey upon. It is very important for us to get clear on our boundaries. A lack of boundaries in your inner world often leads to tolerating behaviors you know deep down don't align with your values. The reflection, well, partners who take you for granted or test those limits. So, what can we do? Practical steps to shift this pattern. First, upgrade your self concept. The foundation of attracting healthier relationships start with yourself. As I always say, love is a mirror, right? So ask yourself, do I believe I am worthy of a love that is clear and consistent and present? If the answer is sometimes or no, it's time to reprogram these beliefs. Start affirming daily. I am loved, valued, and deserve consistent communication. Or I easily attract people who respect, honor my time and energy. Set and enforce boundaries. Like I said, attraction is one thing. Enabling poor behavior is an entirely different thing. Ghosting or inconsistent communication doesn't need to be tolerated. If someone ghosts you, instead of chasing or questioning, respond by stepping back. Oftentimes, I find people who are triggered by this and spend a lot of time trying to prove that they're worthy and chasing after something. And this is the exact opposite thing you need to do. Instead, practice saying, I value consistency in my relationships. And if you're unable to communicate regularly, I understand, but I need something different. Be willing to walk away. I promise you, people who love themselves and who have very strong self concepts, they don't tolerate this. And they will walk away so quickly that will cause the other person to either reflect or get rid of what is not serving them. We're not trying to change anybody, but we just know what we want and we're going to get it. It's either this person or someone else, but we're not going to attach to something that doesn't serve us. And we're certainly going to not bend over backwards trying to prove our worth. We know our worth. So, energetically, this tells the universe what you will and won't accept. And I just want to add this little side note. Please don't make exceptions for those people that you really like. Because if you have a little bit of inch to give here, there will be people in the world to push those boundaries. So, what's good for one must be good for all. Don't care how good looking they are. Third, heal emotional wounds. Patterns like this often stem from unresolved wounds like fear of abandonment, fear of rejection, or your need to prove that you're worthy. So, inner work here is crucial. Oftentimes, your state of being is what is attracting the circumstances. And if you can get clear on your state of being, you can change the circumstances that you're attracting. So, start with inner work. Journal about any early relationships or experiences that taught you to accept emotional distance. Reflect on moments you felt unheard, dismissed, or unseen. More importantly, reparent yourself with self compassion. Imagine your higher self saying, "You don't have to chase love, you are already enough." Fourth, reclaim your energy. Stop making other people's actions about your worth, their inconsistency or ghosting, isn't a reflection of your value. It's a reflection of their capacity. So shift your focus. Instead of overanalyzing their behavior, redirect that energy into yourself. Oftentimes, men and women, they leak out energy so much because they're so hyper focused on outside of themselves rather than where it needs to be to create that magnetic attraction. So ask yourself, what makes me feel good right now? Then do it. Whether it's journaling, hobby, or self care ritual, do it. If you're struggling to break free from these patterns and want to completely transform your self concept, I'm here to help. Through my self love and self concept coaching, I help you uncover subconscious blocks that keep you stuck and guide you to embodying a version of yourself that naturally attracts consistent, loving, and communicative relationships. Head to bridge2selfmastery.com to book a session with me today. You don't have to navigate this journey alone. Remember, you attract everything, but you don't have to entertain everything. By shifting your self concept and setting clear boundaries, you can align with the relationship that truly honors your worth. You are always deserving of a love that feels safe, secure, and fulfilling. And if you need support on this journey, I'm just a click away. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode of Ask Cindy.